Alrighty guys, welcome to the Injustice 2 review. Let's get into it. Alright, we're going to do this rapid and we're going to do it quick. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the story. Story's good from top to bottom. It is a really just solid story. I'm having duct tape in my hands because I like to, toss things. But, alright, Injustice 2, the story. It's very good from top to bottom. Really, it isn't too different, really, from the first game. In the sense of, Superman's bad, but in the aspect that there's this new hero, a new threat that emerges. Are you going to use Superman to your advantage, or Superman blah blah blah? And I feel like it's well done. The voice acting's really well done. The graphics are really well done. And yeah, just the characters all feel unique and different from everyone, which is very good. And NetherRealm always does a good job with this. Even in Mortal Kombat, they do, like, every character feels somewhat fresh. But this one, they really knocked that out of the park, where I felt like every superhero was unique. And in a superhero game, you really do have to have that. Now, let's talk about the combat. It's the biggest part of a fighting game, without a doubt. If it's not fun to play, you can have all the fucking stories, you can have all that shit, it ain't gonna do anything. Combat's good. Each character feels unique and different from everybody else, which is great. And what's even better on this is that characters that you would want, like, instead of Captain Cold, you were thinking, oh, let's have Mr. Freeze. There's a skin for Mr. Freeze, and then you get the sense, hey, Mr. Freeze is in the game. I don't know if it actually changes him to Mr. Freeze, but he talks like Mr. Freeze and everything. And that's great because then, instead of just like, oh, we'll get Mr. Freeze as a $5 DLC character. No, you won't. It's a thing that you can unlock, and there you go. Same thing with Nightwing, with Robin, very well done. I absolutely love this, because I don't like characters that feel so fucking similar. I don't like in Smash Brothers, like, Ness and, Lucas, or just fucking Link and Young Link. They're the same exact character, just they added, say, we need an extra, put Young Link in the game. That's dumb. It's not cool. But every character feels different. Or in Street Fighter, Ken, Ryu, Akuma, all that, blah, blah, blah. I know I'm going to get shit for that, but at the end of the day, they all play very similar. But in Justice, none of the characters feel any form of similar. All of them are different and fun in their own ways, which is highly cool, because then you get to fucking mix and match kind of what you want. Game modes, I still wish they would have tag battle, but I would wish for online tag battle to where two people can play against two and you can tag in and out. But Ed Boon did say in an interview, I believe with Angry Joe, saying that it was one of the least most popular game modes, and they said, fuck it, we're not doing it. So, let's also go ahead and talk about the gear system now. Now, the gear system, I was worried that the game was going to end up being played pay to win. And it still isn't pay to win. I feel like it's more of a grinding you will win, because there are advantages to playing a shit ton, but I don't feel like it's absolutely necessary. You can beat the characters if you are good enough. I will say that. If you are good enough, you can and will beat those damn characters that are 20 when you could be a level 2 or 3. It's very well possible, but you really have to master the character in that short amount of time. And if you are playing the character a lot and know the combos, you probably are a decently high level by then. And what also is well is about the gear system is they have the multiverse. Now this will also go into how much content is in the game. That the multiverse will always do about daily things that can give you specific gear for certain characters. That, like Blue Beetle, Captain Cold, Deadshot, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, all that. And the multiverses are just the towers, but they give you the gear that give you better characters. And then if you like a piece of gear that's on the lower side of something, you can use a regen token to regenerate that piece of gear into a higher piece of gear as well. Now, the gear isn't necessarily bad, and of course you can play a mode where the gear doesn't matter and it just is pure skill. So it's there for the people that like it, and there for the people that don't, but it also encourages the cosmetic changes, which I love. They're very, very, very well done, and I highly encourage people to go play Injustice. Now the question is Injustice 2 better than Tekken 7? You'll find that out tomorrow. But with all the things that I have said about Injustice, is there anything that I don't like about Injustice 2? Really, I will say I would have preferred more of a broader thing for DC, instead of a whole bunch of Batman villains, which I get, of course, are going to be there. But like Joker, for instance, I understand you can't have the game without Joker, but he just honestly feels like a character that was put in there to be put in there. And I think, Cheetah is another character. While she feels different, it just is a dumb choice. No one, who the fuck wants to play Cheetah? Really? You could have Crypto the fucking Superdog? And you put Cheetah in. I'm telling you, Crypto the Superdog. Fucking masterpiece. But it does look like the DLC. We have Starfire, Sub-Zero, and Red Hood. Red Hood's already out. Badass character. Don't know how Starfire will play. But Sub-Zero, he looks like he's just going to play Mortal Kombat. And then I believe it was Raiden. I don't know who else. Beast Boy, which was fucking cool, but I don't know how likely that is. Don't know. But DLC, the game's priced well. It's got a shit ton of content. And yeah, it just feels good. And I still go back to play this game today. Injustice 2 is really amazing. If this game had a little bit different more modes, I could give this game the 10 out of 10. But it doesn't have the modes necessary to. And I also don't necessarily love the stages that much. I feel like a lot of the stages aren't that great compared to others, especially like in Mortal Kombat, where I liked a lot of stages, and even in Injustice 1, I didn't feel like the stages were that. I didn't enjoy them as much. I didn't notice them as much as I did the others. I felt like the cities, or the stages, there aren't enough in a sense, really. I've got already bored of all the stages. But with that being said, I give Injustice 2 a very high 9 out of 10. If they would have maybe added a few more just amazing characters, this game would have been a 10 out of 10. And then added more stages, 100% 10 out of 10. If they added game modes, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Go buy this game immediately, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Look out tomorrow to see if Tekken 7 can become up to par, or will it get the 10 out of 10. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.